Since Christopher Columbus first stepped in America, Native Americans have been subjugated, first with European countries such as France, Spain, and England, and then by their own country, the United States of America. Hi, my name is Jose Baez, and I'll be talking to you about the subjugation of Native Americans. Natives have been subjugated in many ways, but mainly the right to religion and property have been the main topics of discussion for years. When the Spanish first arrived on the New World in 1492, they came and proclaimed themselves as the owners of the land. Natives could not really do anything, since the Spanish had more powerful weapons and carried viruses that were very deadly. A large population of the natives died, making them weaker. The first goal of the Spanish when they arrived was converting all natives to Christianity. Natives had a strong attachment to the land since it was a major part of their religion. Under the papal bull of Pope Alexander VI, the Pope allowed rulers to bring under their sway countries and islands discovered by Columbus, along with their residents and inhabitants, and to bring them to the Catholic faith. The Spanish forced natives to change their religion, or they were going to suffer the consequences: death. During the Progressive Era of the United States, the government wanted to civilize the country by making most of the people Christian, including natives. The U.S. government gave funds to groups of missionaries that would then take the children out of the Indian land so they could stay out of the culture and become Christians. In 1918, a Church of Natives was finally created in order to serve as the main religion of Native Americans. Peyote, which is a small plant that grows inside of the cactus, was used in many of the natives' religious practices. The effects of peyote are psychoactive, which means that they're a type of drug. In 1949, the American Medical Association banned any use of the peyote, even on Native Americans. By creating these laws, natives were banned from practicing their religion. Although the law was later amended so that natives could use a controlled amount of the substance, this law should not have been placed on natives by the federal government, since they do not give benefits to Native Americans and they consider each tribe a sovereign state. In 1830, the Indian Removal Act was created in order to forcibly drive out Indians from their settled tribes' land and move them to locations such as Oklahoma, where the government had created Indian reservations. By 1868, President Ulysses Grant pursued the creation of a peace policy in which the movement of Indians to reserves would be much less violent. With this method came many problems. Instead of the state of Oklahoma agreeing with this law, the president used his executive power to force the white settlers to give up their land for the creation of Indian reserves. White settlers eroded the land, making it impossible for Native Americans to grow food. The peace policy had many shortcomings. After some tribes heard about the living conditions in these Indian reserves were very poor, they decided to stay where they were. With the help of the U.S. Army, the Indians were driven out and put in the reserves. This led to wars such as the Sioux War and the Nez Perce War. In 1887, as part of the Dawes Act, significant changes were done, but that failed the peace policy. Instead of giving a large parcel of land to a tribe, small parcels were given to each member of the tribe, which smoothed out the problem a little. In the new Indian Act of 1934, the government encouraged tribal sovereignty, or the act of governing themselves. In the same plan, millions of dollars were spent on the improvement of Indian reserve infrastructure and education. Although it was still not as good as the education of the general population, it was a huge step forward for Native Americans.